Here's a picture of Genshiken, but guess what? I'm not making a video response to anybody. Sup everyone, Darkscream217 here, and this is going to be video number 2 of the series of weekend videos I'm making. I have one more video and then my Captain Tyler review. The third video is going to be an update of what's to come, and this time I'll try to actually keep my word and make those videos because I actually really want to do those videos. Lately, there were some comments from a subscriber of mine who I'm just gonna nickname JGB, who has been posting comments about me wanting to discuss manga or have some more manga reviews up in the line, or at least talk about or have people, request manga for me to read. So I am just going to talk about a particular first volume of a manga series that I'm still gonna currently continue to read, and it's actually a sequel to a series that I will never shut up about. Genshiken second season, or that's what the manga's titled now. Now, definitely over a year ago, I did make a video saying that there's going to be more Genshiken coming in the future, and it's getting licensed by Kodansha Comics, who practically replaced Del Rey. And prior to that news announcement, I was not aware that Genshiken was continuing. I thought it stopped after 9 volumes, but no, they actually made a direct sequel, and I was really excited for it. I wanted to see more of this, and I got that wish. But at the same time, I became really skeptic because every time I see something coming out, a sequel or a continuation, especially years after it supposedly a series supposedly ends, it never turns out well for me. The 2003 Tenchi OVA, which is a sequel to the original 13 episodes, I was excited about it at first, but then they introduced a shitload of new characters, and it just fell apart for me. So Volume 1 came out sometime September of 2012. I went over to the bookstore, found it sitting on the shelf, picked it up, drove immediately back home, and I just started reading it from start to finish, just to make sure if I still enjoy this series that I enjoy so very much. You want to know what I think? When I think about this manga, I think it's alright so far. I actually still like it. And it might be an unpopular opinion to have, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, when I heard about the anime adaptation of this particular continuation of Genshiken was being announced, I saw some comments of dread and hatred. And I'm actually going to explain why, but I'm also going to explain why it's not that big of a deal to me. I don't know if I can give away too much without spoiling it, because it is in a way a sequel to a 9-volume manga series, but I'll try my best. One of the club members who got developed sometime around, heavily in the second half of the series, now runs Genshiken as the president. And she only has 3 other members in the Genshiken. Everyone else has basically graduated from college, so they are not really official club members, despite making visits and frequent appearances in the series still. So she pulls a stunt during the little club convention thing that they have at their college, and she manages to pull in 3 new members. All 3 of them are yaoi fangirls, or actually 2 of them are yaoi fangirls. One of them's a cross-dressing dude that likes to read yaoi. You can probably see why a lot of people may not be into this, but actually, I don't mind. I've read the first volume, sat down, and usually, for me, in order for me to hate something, here's the thing. When I try to like something, and it turns out it's bad, I try to rationalize with my brain to look for the good parts and just try to stick with them and hope that I don't think too much about the bad parts. Unfortunately, I eventually do think about the cons, and as the cons, start piling up, it just crumbles, and it turns out I was disappointed with the product the whole time. This happened with The Dark Knight Rises, and this happened with Mass Effect 3's original ending, before the DLC. But, actually, after reading this volume, I still like it, and I even reread it a second time. Yeah, I still think it's same old Genshiken, just with new members. And granted, the things I actually liked about the new Genshiken series, yeah, it introduced new characters, and they do have the potential to kill a series whenever you introduce a new character in the middle of a series or in the second season of something, because they can be that bad and annoying and unwanted. And sometimes the fucking writers will focus more on them for whatever reason, and it could just murder the entire show for you. And the three new characters they introduced, they're just starting off. Eventually, they might develop and they become more interesting, or they'll have an arc of some sort. I like two of the three of the new characters so far. That includes the crossdresser and the one girl who looks like a dude. Actually, she really does. It's kind of funny how she's getting out sex appealed by a cross-dressing male. But the other characters from the first series are still around. There's Ono, the cosplayer. There's Ogiawe, who's now the club president. There's Kuchiki, but I fucking hate him. And some of the other club members show up in the first volume and make some appearances. And they have a subplot continuing with one of the other characters that I didn't know that it was going to continue. And if it does, maybe the thing I want will actually happen. I'm not even going to tell you what that subplot is because, again, spoilers, because I want you guys to read the first Genshiken series or watch the anime. As for the whole Yaoi fangirl thing that they're doing more and more about this series now, truth be told, they really don't bug me in works of fiction. I know some people just really hate Yaoi fangirls in real life, and there's that new anime called Free that's coming out that's really pissing a lot of male anime fans off because, yeah, it's targeted for a female demographic. I can clearly see that. But that doesn't piss me off, especially it probably would have if I was a teenager, but I'm an adult. I've learned to tolerate some immature behaviors from my fan base. Not a whole lot of them, but a few of them at least. And yaoi fangirls, I've actually learned to tolerate a little more and more. I mean, my own few anime clubs had some of them. That and I read Owie House, which is about two guys who ended up living with a bunch of college-aged yaoi fangirls in a very harem-esque situation. So those are my thoughts on Volume 1 of Genshiken. I still find it to be pretty fun and entertaining and even insightful in some areas, and I am planning to continue reading this. And if Media Blasters, if they're not dicking around, and hopefully license the latest series after that is done, I'll even check that out. So the next two things on my channel that'll be coming within the week will be my Captain Tyler review. I've already seen the anime, I just need to script it and record it and, gather some screen caps and stuff. And I will be posting an update video, but I'm not sure which one's going to come first. Also, the guy I mentioned early in my video, there's a link to his YouTube channel in the description below because he's a vlogger himself that likes to, review lesser known anime and manga titles out there. He's relatively new. Check his videos out. I hope you like him and I hope you subscribe to him. And that's all I got to say. Leave a comment if you wish. If you've read this manga, you can tell me. And Darkscream217 signing out.